Hello, welcome to the stream. My name is Ace. I like drawing. We are learning how to refine our workflow for 3D sculpting. I'm doing retopology right now. This will be my second time, well, technically third time doing manual retopology. And this is what we have right now. I'm making 3D characters uses reference for a webcomic that I am creating. And we're just that's all we have to do really is just design the characters. I've already written an entire volume and I can't wait to draw it. But for right now, we are designing the characters. This is 2 out of 7 that we need to start actually doing pages and the art for the said webcomic. We did 3 fingers yesterday. We got the pinky left, and then we can start doing lower body. All right, so let's go on ahead and get started. Hope everyone had a great day yesterday, and I hope you're having a great morning so far. I am. I woke up pretty well rested, I would say. Ready to start the day. And let's make it a good one. I'm going to complete the edge loops for the finger. Oh yeah, that's right. This one was the one that was a little tricky. I think when I was stretching it, I kind of stretched the knuckle out a little bit, but I believe I can fix that. I'm not going to fix it now. I'm going to complete the retopology and then I'll just work on I can put like the knuckle skin there. There's so many great resources out there for textures that you can just, I didn't really have to do any of the elbow skin or the knuckle skin. They actually have textures for that, you know, that you can use I'm using it to reinforce what I already put there. But typically or technically, you don't really have to put those details there. You can find some things that will do it for you. But I like doing it, Learning how to do it yourself isn't so bad. Doing things manually. That's why we're doing this here. I mean, it kind of works out better to do this manually. I've done it automatically and I've done it manually. Now, I gotta say, even though it takes a whole lot longer, this could have been done in like one day if I had ZBrush. Like I could have just did Z remesh and would have been done with it. But Z remesh, I found out later, was messing up the eye area, and that's something that just won't happen if you do it manually. Actually, the fingers too. Come to think about it, I think I did do fingernails on some of my practice sculpts, and I just didn't notice. Maybe I didn't notice. I don't know. I have to see. I have to check. I have to check one of my practice sculpts and see how the fingers were held up with remeshing. But I'm going to assume that it did not have the fingernail detail like we manually put in here. But I had to double check that. I'm not actually sure, to be honest. I wasn't really looking at that when I was doing a practice sculpt. I just wanted to see. I was more concerned about the sculpt as a whole and not the small details and how it would hold up when I rigged it, which won't be too far away once we get the retopology and all the unwrapping and the maps done. It won't be long before we have 2 meshes ready to pose and use as a reference for our pages. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. We can set up entire scenes in Blender. It won't be in 3D, by the way. I like drawing. I like working in 2D, but I wanted to really test and see how the finished product would look if I had like really good references, or at least good as we can make them. Sometimes when you're drawing things, you don't have a reference for everything, and I normally don't use references that much, but I think I'm going to just have this as a permanent fixture of my workflow because I really enjoy sculpting. This is pretty fun. I might use light references here and there if like there's something I just have no idea how to approach it and I just need to see it. like an article of clothing or something, how it wraps around the body and wrinkles and whatnot. Those are and maybe lighting too. You know, there was sometimes I looked up for lighting and whatnot and tried to see what was like how things looked in a certain light, but it's very hard finding images like that on Google. You know, you can find general things, but something very specific, it could really take up a lot of time. So why not just create your own references? That's what we're doing. You know, and I want the art to be consistent because I have a tendency to try to improve things. If I draw something, if I draw the same thing over and over again, I can't keep it the same for some reason. I have to try to make it better every time I draw it. It's just the way my brain works. I don't know if that's a thing or what. Like if I'm like, okay, I like the way this is. I gotta take that and improve. Take whatever I like about this and improve it on the next one. You know, and I don't want the art of my webcomic to radically change in a short amount of time. You know, so that's another reason why we are making our own references for this comic. It's gonna, I mean, yeah, it adds time to the production, but I think it'll pay off in the end. All right, so I'm gonna complete the edge loops here. Let's try to wrap these things around. I was not paying attention to. Actually, yeah, I was. Yeah, we're lining them up somewhat. I'm sure if we could even use this finger. Hey, 99, welcome to the stream. Good morning, and I hope you are having a good morning so far. May your day be fruitful. We are attacking more red topology. We're going to complete the finger and then try to work on the lower body today. I think after I do this stream, I'm going to not do any more art today. I need a day where I could just dump, where I could just like just just a like a quick, just a small break. I would normally work on art like almost every day of every week, but I'm gonna look at a day where I could just be like, all right, we got our like it's gonna be one of the stream days too. Like, okay, yeah, we got our art in today. Let's just relax for the rest of the day. I always try to keep working on my skills, and but sometimes it can be a little taxing when you just keep doing something repeatedly over and over. But that's how you get better, you know. But I think we can afford some breaks here and there. You know, as much as I want to get uh sharpen my skills and work, get my projects closer and closer to completion. Having a day of recovery is very important. Sometimes it's involuntary. That's how I know I should do it more often. Sometimes I'm like, okay, yeah, I gotta do this and this and this today, like I planned, and then my body's like, no, don't. Because if you force yourself to do it, you're not gonna like the results at all. I've been there. So just back up some, just back up some. You got to give your mind, this is like if you're working out, you got to give your mind the same recovery you would give your body when you're really putting it through its paces, I don't have problems with my wrist or anything. I have everything like I have this tablet here is on an arm mount, you know. So all the weight is on my elbow. It's not on my wrist. I don't have to place it down and on anything. It's like this because my tablet is suspended. So um, I don't have any physical ailments as far as drawing is concerned, but I do this a lot. Sometimes I need to take a break. I should take a break, I should say. I should. I think I might today though. Not sure if you're down, but I'm free tonight if you want to stream. If not, I may stream. Oh, okay. Uh yeah, I think I can. I think I can. We can do some. I'm up for some Shadow Hearts later. I'm ready to. Well, we're gonna look around for anything that we can do before we end it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next game. It's pretty. I think it was overall it's a good recommendation. I didn't, there was no doubts. I didn't know what kind of game it was. Actually was not expecting the setting to be the way it was. Um, I always assumed Shadow Hearts would be something closer to like a level 5 game, like Rogue Galaxy or Dark Cloud, because of the name, just the name alone. I really had nothing to go on. I never looked anything up about the game. All the times that you have recommended it, I didn't like try to look and see. I like going in blind and seeing, as I play. So that way, there's no expectations whatsoever. And yeah, even though I didn't, there was a lot of things that were unexpected. I enjoy it. Not that it's a bad, not that it's a bad thing. I just thought, maybe it would be more like a fantasy, more fantasy setting, I would say. But it isn't. No pressure. Work is slow tonight, and I work till 9. And after my work plans change, so I'm free now. Oh, okay. Oh, you had something planned after work? Is that what it was? I really wanted to. I really want to get some progress on my webcomic so I can start storyboarding the animation that I want to plan. I want to plan on doing that I want to do in the future. That's going to be the next thing that I do once we get this locked down. Like if I can like when I'm able to do this as easy as I can draw. I don't have to learn anything. I can just sculpt something, pose it, whatever. We're gonna start learning animation, and I have everything ready. There's so few true gothic games that aren't ugly. That aren't ugly. I've never seen anything gothic that was ugly, but that's just me. I don't know. I'm not picky, I don't like nitpicking stuff either. It's usually a gothic setting isn't done poorly. I don't know. I don't really have anything. Maybe the Crow game for the PlayStation 1. That was bad. I never played it, but I've seen it. I've seen people play it. I've actually seen people actually play that game. That's probably one example that I can think of where they screwed that up badly. They screwed that up terribly. I have an animation already on a back burner, but I'm not gonna work on it anytime soon. It's for the stream. But I'm talking about like a full fledged like you know a full fledged like animation like episode. That's what I want to do. I do small. I can do. I do. I've already done a bunch of small animations. Most of them were for the stream, and yeah. But I'm talking about something a little more, just a little bit more involved. Ugly. Well, yeah. You're implying that that's a bad thing. I mean, well, and it could be in your case. It's okay if it is. I'm just saying, Um, but yeah, I mean, usually, it goes hand in hand, right? The grittiness, something gritty and gothic. Well, that depends, like I've been looking into more of classical gothic fiction because I kind of want to do that for the animation that I am working on. But there's ray gun gothics, there's and then there's the classical gothic, of course, like something more along the lines of, I guess this would fit. Yeah, it's from this time period that the game takes place in, that type of fiction, but it doesn't have all of the things of a gothic fiction, but it's I think it qualifies. Yeah. but usually things that are old and run down, that's hand in hand with Gothics. I mean, that's kind of part of the fiction in a way, you know. The past is something that is prominent in a lot of Gothic fiction. Let's see here. Oh well, yeah, I guess we're doing okay. You know, we're gonna get all this going. Let's see. Now, if I click this one, it's gonna stretch all the way over here. I don't kind of don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. That's what I mean. The style Gothic art game is rare now. Yeah, it's an old style altogether. You know, it's something that is not done the way it was done, like in the 18 or the 1900s or anything like that. But it's appreciated when it does come back here and there. I'm tired of goth looking dirty. Well, again, that's a part of that's literally a part of the fiction. That's like a big thing. That's a big part of it. And they do have run down, destroyed things in this game. You know, that's literally a part of the fiction. Gonna wrap around this finger here. We should get it all nice and good here. Oh wait, hold on. We got a little weird. Hey, Captain Mangles, welcome to the stream. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. How's the art coming along? Yeah, we are doing the hands of my second mesh here. I'm doing it a little simple because this is going to get subdivided. I just wanted to make it look nice and neat, and we'll see the results of my very um, early retopology when I rig it. You know, it's pretty good. I hope I can finish my scene soon. Oh, okay, all right. I think I popped into your stream for a little bit yesterday, but I don't remember what it was because I didn't have a lot of time. So you did stream yesterday, right? I'm pretty sure you did. I follow a lot of artists ever since. I'm saying if you compared, say, Warhammer's Gothic style to Shadowheart's Victorian Gothic style, I prefer Shadowheart's by a mile. Yeah, that's the more Gothic. Lurking, definitely lurking. Yeah, I've been lurking a lot lately. I haven't really been. It's only been like two or three chats that I've actually chatted in. I'm sorry if that's inadequate, but I've been lurking a lot lately. You know, I've been pretty busy, and when I do have free time, I tend to be doing, keeping busy still with these projects here. Sometimes I just leave the stream on and I'm still, I'm either touching something up or trying to learn the next step of where we go from here. Because when I learned this, I had a very different workflow. I learned in ZBrush and I used ZRemesh to do this portion, but I really prefer doing this manually, even though it takes a lot longer. And we're just learning how to do that. You know, when I use ZRemesher, it would kind you would I would kind of lose the detail in the eyes a little bit, maybe a little bit in the ears and in the fingertips, and those are things that you can control in manually. So um, yeah, we're definitely going to be doing it manually from now on. And I actually have quad remesh here, which is supposed to be made by the same people who made Z Remesher. It's just it feels like I lose a little more. I don't know if I'm picking the right number, and then of course it's something that I have to subdivide, so I don't want to make it too large before I bake it. You know, before I bake the final details in. Thank you, and I hope your next stream goes as even better for you. Okay, I'm gonna try to catch the next one when I can. Yeah, I would say on the sliding scale of Gothic style, I think Shadow Hearts is definitely more um Gothic than I actually don't have much as far as Warhammer is concerned. I didn't really consume any Warhammer material like that. I think we played one of the games a long time ago, but we didn't really get into it. You know, when we had our group, we all played that one Warhammer game. I do want to try Rogue Trader though. That looks like something that is completely in my alley that I want to go in and play that. I actually have that on my list. That'll probably be the next, either that or Armor Core 6 will be the next game that I get. But I definitely want to try Rogue Trader. That's definitely very much something I would play as far as Warhammer is concerned. So that's definitely next on my list. I might get that before I get Armor Core 6. I'm a big Armor Core. I was a big Armor Core fan. You know, that was my From Software introduction. I did not play King's Field. I know that was like their first game, I think, and that's like a precursor to Dark Souls. That's another Gothic fiction game. But no, I gotta say that Armored Core was my introduction to the From Software games, and but I have not played Armored Core 6 yet. I definitely play that. That's definitely something that is definitely up my alley as well. I'm gonna get into some Armored Core one day. We're gonna do an Armored Core franchise attack mode. Okay, got to build the parts. Got to build your what do you call them? I guess they're armored cores. You got to build your armored core. I could have sworn they had a different name for them. You know, I think like like Zone of Enders. Don't they have frames or something like that? Whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't remember what they're called because it's been that long since I played them. The last one I played was Armor Core 3 because the AC, okay. Yeah, the one Armor Core 4, I think. Was that for PS2? They started making them for just Xbox, and that's the only reason why I didn't play all of them for a while. You know, they had some Xbox exclusive Armor Cores I didn't play. Like I think 5 was one, maybe 4 or 5. One of them, I don't remember. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I did not see any Armor Core games for PS3. Thus, I missed them. So, kind of the same thing with Tenchu, which is another franchise I'm interested in playing. Some doing a playthrough of. I think Tenchu Z was only on Xbox, which was unfortunate. But I like stealth games. I like building robots. Okay, all fun stuff. All fun stuff. Space games are up my alley. They're in my wheelhouse, as you may say, as they say. I don't know why I'm speaking like that. Anyways, For Honor? No, that's Ubisoft, I believe, and that's a fighting game. It's like a it's a fighting game where you have all these different warriors from different time periods, and they just fight each other basically. I played that game a little bit during the pandemic. It's interesting. I didn't play it. I only played it for like a couple of weeks, maybe a month. But yeah, it's interesting. That's all I can really say about it. There's some things that are kind of frustrating about it, but overall, I would say it's an interesting game. Armor Core 4 Honor. Oh, no, they had a 5. They had a 5, and I think 5 was on Xbox. I don't know if wait, did I play Armor Core 4? I don't think I did. I remember playing 3. That was the one with the mercenaries. Like you can hire mercenaries to help you on missions. And the four games are the last on Sony. Okay, well, I wasn't. I did. I missed. I completely missed that title. I was very busy during those times, so I didn't. So I didn't get. I didn't get to see every title that came out. But yeah, it's. I was a big fan of that series. I still am. I just haven't played the last couple. You have to double check. Armor Core 4. Maybe I did play that one, and I'm just confusing it with 3. But point of the matter is, I played a lot of Armor Core back in the day. That was one of the first games I played on the PlayStation 1. One of my friends had the demo to it, and we played the heck out of that game. And then a couple of years later, somebody actually had the game, and then I was able to borrow it and play it. And then Armor Core 2, and then 3, and then then they had Armor Core 2, and I think there was an Armor Core 2 Another Age, which I believe they started adding the overboost feature to it. Basically, you hit the buttons, you hit both of the sticks down, and like these engines come out and jet engines, and you just blast forward for when whatever reason you want to do that for. You want to close the distance, you want to escape some missiles. It's a really good thing for that. Maybe get somebody's B to fire off of you. You can build your armor core around that if you want. And then it was Armor Core 3 with, like I said, the mercenaries. You could hire. They're like these. There was like these other mercenary companies. They have their own ACs, and you can hire them and have them accompany you on missions like up to like two, I think. Other armor cores are helping you on missions. But yeah, I saw a little bit of Armor Core 6, and it looks really nice. It looks really nice. I wonder what's viable this time. Because then naturally, when I first started playing, I would armor up my my armor core. I would have all the missiles and whatnot. But as I started getting better and better at the game, I actually put less on my armor core as far as weapons. And I had actually, we me and my circle of friends, we played each other so much that, and I got so skilled at the game that eventually I was just going down to just bringing a rifle with extra ammo, and that's it, and just using like all maneuvers and trying to win that way. Kind of like you think Tall Geese in Gundam. I think he had like very little weapons on him, and he was just like a maneuver master. I tried to do that too. I was told six is way closer to a Souls game. Okay, I don't mind that. I like Souls games, so that doesn't bother me. I just as long as I can customize the robot, I'm okay. Yeah, we all played low weapons with energy. Yeah, I didn't really get into melee too much, but I mean, I know that was a thing. I've heard some funny stories about melee. Someone who was actually good at the game, one of my friends made a melee build. And they trapped him in the corner. And it's like one of the ones where you punch, and he just kept punching him, and he just blew him up and killed him. And then after that, he was like, "Okay, I'm done," and he wouldn't play him again. And the guy was so mad. He was so mad. But he was so mad that he forced the rematch one day. He was like, "No, we're playing." Like he came by one day and was like, "We're playing this now," and then like he had this super built armored core ready to go, and my friend didn't have his stuff. Like he stacked the odds so heavily in his favor that he won, obviously, but it's still funny. I think the most I've used was the beam saber with the intensifier. I think it's like an item it's like a hidden item in the game. In one of the games, I think it was Armor Core 2. It's called an intensifier. You can find it, and it boosts your. I think what it does is it boosts your capacity to equip things, or I think it also boosts your melee attack too. Like it gives you like really high energy output or something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, I was just like, I like the customization. You can make tanks. You can make spider little dudes. It's very interesting. I think you can just make a hover AC as well. I like sticking to for a while. Actually, I did make tanks, but I also like making humanoids as well. So, but yeah, normally I would just make a humanoid. But I'm talking more of the first Armored Core. Like I don't think I did any tank treads in later ones, but or the spider. I remember doing a spider too. In six, the mid to late game is very specific on the parts you need for missions. Well, we'll see. One day I'm gonna get it. I haven't. I mean, I don't think it's on sale because I think it's still fairly new. But I am definitely interested in getting that one. And this is perfect. This is exactly how loop cut and slide should work, just like that. Where I loop cut and slide exactly what I want instead of the whole arm and body like it normally does. But since I did that, I want to segment this area a little bit more. So I'm gonna delete it. Somebody was playing Odd World yesterday. That kind of brought back some memories too. I like the side scrolling adventure games. That's like one of the things I like. I played a lot of Flashback back in the day. I think my next new not indie purchase will be Horizon Forbidden West when it goes on sale. I have Zero Dawn on PlayStation. I do want to play it, but I'm not going to play it on my PlayStation, so I might get it again for PC. And the sequel as well. That is something that I would play. I heard that it's very much like uh I can't think of the name. What's the one before Tears of the Kingdom? It's like that. Breath of the Wild. Okay, I got it. I got it back. I got it back. My mind is back. Okay, it came back. It was like Breath of the Wild. Okay. It's like I heard it was very much similar to Breath of the Wild. So you got it back. Yeah, I got it back. I don't know why I blanked on that. Yeah. I'm very excited to do Zelda as well because I'm a late bloomer when it comes to Zelda, but I enjoy it. I enjoy playing Zelda. It's an adventure game. I like adventure games. It's more involved though than your typical adventure game. You're actually doing the stuff. Most people when they say adventure games, you're thinking of the point and click and or text things like that. Is that loud? Because I can hear that, and I shouldn't be able to hear it. I'm gonna turn it down anyway. Now, Horizon is closer to a Far Cry or the other a 3D Ubisoft open world. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like Far Cry. Although the only one that I actually really got into was Far Cry 3, but I do like them. I did play the first one as well a long time ago. I knew a lot of people who got Xbox, so I was able to play that. Just Cause, right? I got Just Cause 3. I did not get into it. I did try it, but I was like, I'm not. I don't feel like playing this right now. I just never went back to it. It's not. It's not like Driver San Francisco. I just did not feel like playing a game like that at that moment. It's very arcadey. I'm not sure how I feel about that, you know, but maybe one day. Yeah, I got Just Cause 3. I don't even know where I got it from. I do remember it being free. That much is definitely a thing. I don't I honestly I because I don't know anything about Just Cause, but I did try it, and it was like man, kind of. It was really something I didn't really want to play at that time. Maybe one day I'll try it again. I don't know. We'll see. It's hard for me to start open world games sometimes. I feel like if it has to be something that is, well, one, good. Normally the open games that I try are good, but that was one of the that was the probably the first and only one to date where I was like, I don't feel like playing this right now. And I don't know what it was. Maybe because I had just got done playing Mafia 3 at the time, and then I played actually, and then I played Driver San Francisco, and I was really not enjoying trying to force myself playing it to play that game. So then I stopped playing it. I was like, okay, well, let me try Just Cause. And I think some of that negativity kind of transferred over. And I was like, I don't feel like playing Just Cause either. But I was thinking, I was like, maybe I'll come back to it when I feel like playing it. But right now it's not the time to play this game. And I don't remember what I played instead. It may have been Monster Hunter World, and I just never looked back. But yeah, I think that's how it went. That was around the time that I was playing. I was trying to just knock out games on my list, and then just never play them again. But you know, at this point, it doesn't matter. I already have the games. It's like it's really no point in like trying to remove it off your account. That's how I feel. I feel like you truly wasted your money when you do that. So I might as well just keep the games and then just enjoy them when I feel like enjoying them. I mean, I have them. I'm contemplating getting through my collection also. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do it on stream, just to help motivate me to actually play them. Because if I don't stream them, then I'm probably just not gonna play them anytime soon. Because when I do play something, I play other things. Usually, I play things that just don't end, like MMOs, like Final Fantasy 11 or Minecraft or some other open world survival game. And I just never get around to doing it. I gotta finish Alien Isolation too. I might start that one over and just play it on stream. I don't know. And now I got Supermarket Simulator, and I'm really enjoying that game. It's kind of grindy for a simulator. I don't know. I don't know if simulators are normally grindy, but this one is. And apparently, there's a co-op one too. It's a grocery store simulator. It's very similar to Supermarket Simulator. I was Raina, who drops by here sometimes. Um, she was playing that on her stream, and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh wow, I didn't even know this game existed." But it has a co-op feature, which is really cool. I wanted GG play it, and I want to play it also. What? Play what? Guilty Gear? No, you can't beat that. I have Guilty Gear though. I have not been playing that. I haven't even been playing Street Fighter. Part of me wants to really try to get good at that game and just try to get as far as I possibly can, but the amount of dedication I would have to do that, I might as well just spend that on art. That's the only reason why I don't do it. Because I was like, man, I can just put all that time in art instead, and be a better artist. Oh, Game Grumps, right? Okay, sorry. That's what made me get it. That's exactly what did it for me. 99. I saw it, and I already had it on my wish list because it was already recommended to me by another streamer, and I was like, okay, well, let me see how this looks. And I saw the first episode. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this, and it was only $12, so I was like, all right. At the time that I got it, which was actually not too long ago. That's exactly why. That's exactly the reason why I got it, because I would watch them play it and it actually looked fun. And sometimes it's a little bit frustrating watching Aaron play games too. I was like, why would he do that? It's like, well, I mean, I get it. Sometimes you gotta kind of lead the scenario a little bit. You don't just. I guess people just don't just play the game anymore. They have to intentionally provoke the audience in some way. But um, it doesn't really matter. It looked like a fun game, so I tried it. I got my store set up. I'm gonna set it up like giant now. I did set up like Turkey Hill at first, but now it's a little bigger. So now I have all the cash registers in the front, and then I'm remembering the layout of giant, and I'm putting all the stuff in like that. I'm setting up like that. I'm working on my plano. Gotta make sure my price tags are right. It drives me crazy sometimes, but I know when I stream because I do that also. I just play the game, you know. I don't want to. I don't know. I feel like some of it that they like to do is you're just like creating content, but I mean, I don't know. I rather just let it happen naturally, you know. It can be entertaining, but it's like when it's forced, it's like, all right, whatever. But I mean, I don't really. It doesn't really bother me. I'm just saying, you know, it's just, I know how things are done in the algorithm world. All right, so we need to fold over the protein. Wow, protein polygons underneath the fingernail. When I see him play poorly, it makes me want to also play the game poorly. I mean, hey, like we all do dumb stuff, okay? I know I do, all right, but it's fun. It's fun doing dumb stuff. I get it. You just go overboard in building something, or I don't know, you just do something that clearly is going to that has a high chance of getting you killed, but you do it anyway because I know it's fun. You know, it's a game. It doesn't really matter in the end. Exactly, it is fun. Yeah, building something that's clearly not safe for anyone at all, including yourself. That way, the moment when you get hoisted by your own petard, you know, it's there's some. I guess there's some entertainment there. Uh, I mean, I kind of did that in my playthroughs too, but you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's any different for me. You know, there were some times where I tried to crit things when I really just needed to just hit the judgment wheel so I can get the effect and save my own life. But there were times where I had to go for the crit. And so far, I've been okay with it. So far, it hasn't backfired on me to the point where I lost. But you know, that was definitely a risk I did not need to take. But you do it. You know, it's fun betting it all. That's why I don't gamble in real life because I would be a horrible gambler. You got to bet it all. After Harvestella, I was going to start like a dragon, but now I'm leaning to Dungeon Master 3 or Timberwood. Maybe I heard of Dungeon Master, but I've never heard of Timberwood. Are these also like Harvestella type games? How much is Harvestella? I know I want to try to get Armor Core 6 or what was the other game that I mentioned? I don't remember. It's free from the library. Oh, okay. Harvestella? What from which library? It's free to play? Timberwood's a city builder where you play as beavers. Ah, I still have to finish Jurassic World Evolution. I almost got two because it was on sale for really cheap. I was like, you know what? I didn't even finish one yet. But I enjoy those games mostly. I have a years old save on The Sims. That's another game. I can't stream that game though. I will not stream that game. But basically I have a very very old save on that game. Well, man, I hate when you just mouse over the weather and it just pulls up an entire window covering OBS. Like let me just activate it by clicking on it. I don't want to activate it by mousing over it because that happens. I got both of my mice right next to each other. Both of my mice, not mices, both of my mice next to each other, and sometimes I hit the other mouse when I'm grabbing one, and it mouses over the weather every time. I don't know. I guess it's better than X. Mousing over X and pressing, accidentally clicking. I'm gonna close that gap like so. And you know what? You know what we're gonna do? You know what we're gonna do? Hey Yogi, welcome to the stream. I'm doing all right. Yeah, I hope your stream's doing all right. I hope you're having a fun time with your streams. I was in it yesterday. I like that one picture you had with the it was the horse running through the with the two rows of bushes on the side. It was kind of, it had like a, I think it was it had like a lot of brightness to it, and I think you were adjusting that. I thought that was a pretty cool picture though. It kind of reminded me of something like I don't know, like something from the past, like a, I don't know, like a medieval grounds or something. I missed what you said about the library and everything after that. Yeah, you said it's free from the library, and I was asking about that. In the gorse, yellow flowers. There were these two big rows of bushes on either side, and there was a horse running directly toward the screen. I think it was like a white horse or like a light colored horse. I was lurking. It's lurking in your chat. I don't remember the flowers though. I'm sorry. You do all kinds of pictures, huh? And I saw you were doing some racing, some race car pictures. Yeah, I like that one too. Shame the lens isn't a quick focuser. Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I guess I'll have some kind of I don't know. We'll see. Like I'm gonna I'm going to try to like do like entire scenes. It probably won't be like anything like what you and the low base guy and all the other photographers do, but I'm gonna try to look into seeing how to like when I do a render if there's anything I could do to, I don't know, to enhance the photo and then use that as a reference. That'll be probably the closest thing that I do that's similar to what you all do, except it's 3D. It's not real. Oh well, I mean, I gotta learn how to do it. I mean, I all really know really is just to hit the render button and then one of these tabs up here. But I do have some material to learn how to get the most out of it. So we'll see how that helps me in some way. No problem. No problem. Photography. Thank you for stopping by. Our library system has free game, movie, music. Oh, you mean the actual library? Okay. Music, book, board game, puzzle rentals for up to 3 months. Harvestella was just one of the Switch games they had that I wanted to try. Gotcha. All right, I'm okay. That was my first thought that you meant the actual library, but okay. Now that I know that, that's great. Um, is Harvestella only on Switch? It's on PC, isn't it? I will leave alert, but I wanted to say hi as I haven't caught a stream in a minute. Oh, no problem. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great day. Yeah, we're just working on this retopology. It's very tedious. I'm trying to get the upper body done today, and all I have is this pinky tip, and then we can work on the lower body. Although I may have to do this off stream, and I might go ahead and include the feet for off stream as well. So maybe just the legs today. I kind of started late though, so I might not even finish that. But pretty soon here, we're gonna go ahead and start sculpt number 3 while I get these two together off stream and figure out the next half of the workflow that I'm trying to do here. I'm still learning some stuff off stream, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what that leads to in the future, near very near future. So far, UV unwrapping and test textures and normal maps. That's not too hard. I don't have it committed to memory, but when I was learning how to do it, it was actually very easy. But it would be very simple to just write some notes down and try to do it on stream. Everything after that, though, I'm still learning. So hopefully one day we'll be able to just do everything on stream. That's kind of like my goal. And then the things that are reasonably done on stream. Can't do everything, unfortunately, because Twitch is a little finicky about naked people, even if they're fake. I have a lot of feelings about Harvestella, and I'm not sure if I can recommend it yet. It does look fun, though. It must be the grind, right? Is it a grind? I don't really mind grinding, though. I don't have a problem with that at all. Unless it's something that I really want, and then I'll start getting frustrated that I think works so hard to get it. But I'll most likely do it anyway. That's pretty much 11 in a nutshell for me. There's so many things that I want in that game that I just can't just get it. I can't just get it. I have to earn it, and sometimes it's frustrating, especially when you see people running by with it, whatever it is. It's too much like 14 is my main gripe. Well, 14's gathering system isn't the most fun in my opinion compared to others that make it fun. On its own, it's fine, but when you start comparing it to other systems, it's like maybe they could have done a little differently. In some areas, the grind is the best part of Artistella and 11. Okay, good, very good. I do like the grind in 11, but sometimes it's a love hate thing with certain, well, very very specific things, very specific things. But overall, I like it in 11. Good news is all the stuff, all the most relevant stuff, you don't have to try so hard and get so far, and then only for it to not drop. That's kind of thing. Those types of things don't happen as much anymore. Most things are just bought with some type of currency that you earn from an event. And things like vagary and omen, you can, in even domain invasion with Esha, you can just get it through that instead of uh having to kill something over and over until it drops, which is fine if you can kill it. It's not a big deal. It's not like you have to wait like 24 to 72 hours for something to spawn so you can just kill it, so you can try to kill it, and then after killing it you don't get the item. you just you just wasted so much time. Actually, you know what though? You know what's funny? The thing that I often go for is exactly that, which is a Kraken club. It is very probably the most rare thing in that game, next to a Tartarus plate mail or any Omen body for that matter. I still need to vagary. The best part about vagary is if you don't get a group. There is a one-on-one combat version like they did with Summoner for vagary, where you can just unlock the Empyrean. So you're not completely locked out of that. You can just do that portion of vagary, and it's like a solo version of vagary just for the unlock, but you won't get any drops, unfortunately. It's just to unlock your Empyrean, but you do need to unlock your Empyrean. You only need to do it once. It's not like Dynamics Divergence where you have to go in on the job that you want to unlock the stuff for. For Empyrean +3 or +2 and +3, you only need to do Vagary one time and it unlocks for all the jobs. So that's the one good thing about that. Can we farm clubs for both of us? Yeah, sure. It's I mean, part of me wants to keep it because it's such a novelty item to have, and it's like kind of like the staple of the past. But I'm gonna sell it for copious amounts of gil. Okay, that gil will come in very handy in the future for my other characters as well. I know exactly what and what not to get for pretty much every job. So that money will go a long way. Which level for that farm? You can do it on, and I know you already said you didn't want to level, but I'm going to tell you everything, okay? You can do it on Dragoon, you can do it on Black Mage, you can most likely do it on Scholar as a result. You can do it on Beast, definitely, and you can do it on Pup. I do it on Pup. I do it on Pup with level 60 attachments and Overdrive. And I go in, I put my red and blue weapon on, and I overdrive it until it's dead with +2 oils. And then I go into Abyssia and farm Abyssia or Ulegrin, and I farm Reshep, the zone boss, because killing him specifically will give you a revitalizer. I could go easy mode and go into Moblin Mazemongers and revitalize myself through that, but I find it easier to do it through Reshep because if the item doesn't drop by the time my cooldown ends, which is like 40 minutes, because I forget what reduced it. You can reduce your hour, your spirit pact. It used to be 2 hours, now it's 1 hour, but you can reduce it to 40 minutes. So I go in there for about 40 minutes, and if I don't get it if I don't get the key item by then, the time will be up, and I'll just go back in and just start the whole thing over. Every month, I dump my login points into Beastman Seal so I can farm that, and I've just been stock, and I do that on all my characters. So eventually, when I level the rest of my mules, I'll be able to just slam it every month, just keep slamming it into that freaking. I got it on two characters so far, but I'll be able to slam it every month and just get more and more chances for cracking clubs to drop, and then I would just never need money again. Hey, Judicious, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great morning. We are attacking. Did you get an invite from Steam to test Deadlock? No, I did not. Welcome in, Typo. Good morning. Good morning. I didn't. I don't get no invites whatsoever, except from Streamlabs for Raid Shadow Legends. I don't want to play that game under any circumstance. It would not be a benefit to sign up for any sponsored games because those really only benefit you if you're like a bigger streamer. But no, none, none. What is Deadlock anyway? I don't even hear that game. Is that like a is that a first person shooter or something? I gotta turn off in front because I need to see underneath that fingernail there. Okay. Rotate. Rotate that nail. Oh, you know what? Let's do this instead. Whoa. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought this went over the fingertip. I guess not. Or sorry, over the fingernail. It's actually on the fingertip, which is fine. That's what I want. Okay, vertex. I'm going to come on over here and I'm gonna stretch that. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna stretch it on down. Now we're just gonna, well, I don't know if I should try to connect it with that. Actually, you know what I can do? We're gonna back up some. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna delete that face and we're gonna reconnect it a different way. And you know what? By extension, I'm gonna do this one too. Highlight my now. Okay, so we are going to vertex and I'll be playing a bit while I watch your stream tonight after work. Okay. G and farm a club for what? To sell. It's a billion gil. That's literally it. I don't really I mean part of me kind of wants to keep it, but um I want to sell it. And it sells like apparently people just get them every freaking day somehow. The same person even. I don't know. I think there's some screwery going on. Yeah, I think there's some screwery going on with that guy, but there's like a Japanese player who sells them like every single day somehow. And I just want one. I only want one. I want to keep it and make my character swing forever. I already feel like I can do that, but yeah, it's still good for Ranger for jobs like Ranger. Because just think, if you had a Ranger prime rep weapon and a Kraken club offhand, because the prime weapon apparently is so powerful that you're going to kill yourself. It's like worse than dark. It's crazy. You do so much damage now on Ranger with that weapon, and yeah, Kraken club would not help you stay alive. I'm sure on lesser things you could probably like destroy them, but like on anything that really matters, you'll probably just end up killing yourself. But that'll be all right, you know. That's part of the fun, trying to stay alive after doing so much damage. It's easy to do on blue, you know. All I have to do is literally all I have to do is like put on my Odyssey armor, hit barrier tusk, hit occultation, hit cocoon, and hit if it's a magic mob, I can hit sailing coat and shell. Well, we already gonna have shell and protect, but I sub rune fencer, so whatever the mob is, I can use the runes that will protect me against whatever magic it uses. And then Flug and Valiance. And basically, I'll take double digit damage from then on for a short amount of time until I can get hate off of me. Ranger can't do that, okay? Ranger has like, I don't know what the Ranger has, to be honest. I've never played a Ranger, but I'm pretty sure they have zero defensive skill. So if they take hate, they're going to die, unfortunately. But I've kind of felt a little bit of that with Corsair. Corsair is actually really fun to play. What I did with Corsair is I don't even know if this is right because I literally just learned how to play Corsair, but what I would do is I would buff my melee, which is basically I think that's be Sam and Casserole. I have an offhand I would have an offhand multi-hit weapon, and then what you do is you just hit triple shot, and then depending on your melee, you just hit triple shot, and then you can just weapon skill, range attack, weapon skill over and over and over again until either the monster's dead or he's looking at you. Okay, So I can imagine that and then all your melee hits in between. So I can imagine how Ranger is because apparently Ranger is ridiculous with damage. It'll just go off every time, and then you can probably do um a an elemental shot in there and then weapon skill depending on what you're fighting. It's all situational, but that's basically what I did. Basically, you just try to end. You try to take away your own HP along with the monsters, basically. Because when they aggro you, they will try to kill you after you doing all that damage. That's only for solo. I would not do that if I'm in a group. If I'm in a group, everyone you have everyone do you all put work towards the same skill chain. But if I'm by myself, I'm just gonna go ham, going all in. You bet it all every time. Okay, you're making Ranger sound better every day. Yeah, Ranger is starting to become kind of like a people are starting to look and like, oh yeah, Ranger, huh? I was gonna get the Ranger Mythic because um Gastrophes, I think it's called, is actually a really good weapon. That one, Empyrean Gandiva, also very easy to get. All you got to do is just kill Karabos. Karabos is easy. Siren Croin is easy besides Charm. And then, what's the third one? What is the third monster? Ixbind, I think. He's in 14, by the way. He's also easy. Easier than a Patamac anyway, which is a Chimera. Ranger's my second, which second in the DPS parser after Sam. Um, yeah. Ranger was pretty dang strong. It's one of the first 75 jobs I've seen when I started playing the game was Ranger. He was in South Gustaberg, and he was farming Leaping Lizzie, but he was level 75. He was using wide scan, and just whenever Leaping Lizzie came out, he would just sidewinder it or barrage or something, and it would take like thousands of damage. It would be like 4K damage. I was like, wow, I've never seen anyone hit that hard. That's because I just started the game, of course. But I was one of the things. It was a Ranger Sam, I believe. Kind of shocked that War and Dragoon is out parsing Dark now. Well, I understand why Dragoon is because if you mix jumps in, that basically you can get so much TP from a jump that you can just self skill chain. It's crazy. I mean, Dark has 5 hits, but I mean, so does Warrior, so does Dragoon, and they hit more. They hit more for more often. They hit more often for more. So it's like, yeah, for Dragoon, um, I think the Prime weapon is the best for Dragoon. For Dark, you're basically just I can't die if you get the scythe. It's better than Apocalypse. And Warrior, you're gonna. I mean, Warrior can use all the weapons. You want Warrior is more situational. It's more versatile. So you could go great sword. You could go great axe, and any of them really. To be honest, a Chango, a Yukon, which is what I want for my Warrior. But apparently, they all have their uses. It don't really matter for Warrior. Warrior's in there, especially with Warcry. Warcry is with or without Warcry is basically your biggest concern with Warrior. How much damage do you want to do with Warcry up or without Warcry? It's kind of like I'm not an expert. I'm oversimplifying it, of course, but it's kind of like Monk without impetus. With impetus, you want to use God hands. Oh, sorry, Verathragna, which is the Empyrean, and then without you use God hands. But you're definitely going to punch them up either way. The parcel doesn't show what weapons or abilities. Huh? That's weird because I don't know. Some people they're like out of game programs that you can calculate which one is better. I don't know what program it is, but apparently there are programs out there that exist that can tell you what how each weapon will perform in any given situation. So I just never really used it. I don't know. I only know the results. I don't know the program. I took the time to learn what did what. And I think it was mentioned. I just never really used it myself. But from the results of the data kind of leads me to believe that it's correct because I can easily test it just by putting on the gear, whatever it was tested on. Just put on that gear and see for myself what does more damage. But again, I play defensively. I don't go all out because that will kill you. You don't want to die. Dead DPS does no damage. That's the rule. So you don't want to really want to go all out unless it's like 10, 5, 10, maybe 15 percent HP left on whatever you're fighting, and at that point it ain't gonna matter unless you're about to die anyway. Unless you're about to wipe, then even then, I mean, even if that were the case, you still would go all out if you're gonna die anyway, right? So yeah. Wait. Oh, do I want to bring this up? I think I do. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look for that program because one of these days I'm gonna start doing my own testing. Even though it's, I mean, it's not gonna come to any different conclusion, but at least I'll know how. At least I'll know for certain the calculations and whatnot. Because I do want to write a guide for that game one day, but I don't want to use other people's things. I want to use like what I know about the game. You don't really need to follow the meta too much in that game. Just people are always going to be hung up on the meta, but you can definitely reach a very acceptable performance without following the meta. They added parser to Windor. Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I've used that before. It's just yeah, that's only just pure DPS. I like I'm a little reluctant to get into the spreadsheet side of it, but I may have to because I do want to write a guide one day for that game, whether it be a video guide or I don't know something to play somewhere. Hey, you want to kill this guy right over here? I'll tell you how to do it. Tell you how to do it. Show you how to do it. Oh, Sonny, that was not what we wanted. All right, there we go. That's a little weird. That's okay though. I think we could do this. Hang on. I'm scared to number crunch in 11. I feel I'll get carried away. Nah, you got to crunch the numbers. There's still some things that don't have a lot of data on them. I'm going to crunch the numbers. I don't know. I don't know when, but I'm going to write my own guide on every job. I just have to do a lot of testing. Like I want to do like I know is I don't know like some of the stuff is a little outdated, but people just only tell you like this is the ideal stuff, and but they don't really tell you how you should use that stuff, right? That's where people are people just build to be the best, have the best stuff, and then they don't know how to play the job. So what I want to do is not only show people how to play every job, but how to do what to do in specific situations that are common in playing the job. And I feel like that doesn't get explained enough. So that way, if you want to break into a new job, you know what to do, and there's no question what you can and can't do, or should and shouldn't do, I should say, not can and can't do, because you can do whatever you want, especially if you're solo. But I want to be like, okay, yeah, so you're a bard, right? You don't know what freaking buffs to make after you leached your job to 99. Okay, no problem. I can tell you, just look at what you have in your party. Use these. If this guy's here, you can do this. Go run over here. All right. You can use pianissimo. Give the tank his stuff. You only have it's like a little thing. Whatever. I'm just saying that I'm gonna attempt to show people exactly how to play their job, because that's one thing that I don't see a lot of. It's just general tips. A lot of it's. I mean, I get why, because a lot of it's situational. But I'm going to list the situations one day. That's kind of like what I want to do. I'm going to try out this new city builder, Worshippers of Cthulhu. Oh, whoa, whoa. What did you do? You work for them? Well, obviously. I mean, that title is pretty self-explanatory. That's kind of. Isn't that kind of? There are no guide initially. Well, what they do is they say every written guide tells you the best of what to do. They don't tell you how to get there, which is what something that I want to look at. How do you get to this point? What to do? How do you get from this to that? I've done it a couple of times, so I can write a guide. I want to write a guide on like, okay, well, all right, you started from nothing. You want to play the job. You don't want to, I don't know, skip to the end. This is how you do it. Do that, and then, oh, you want to solo that instead of looking up like, oh yeah, you look up somebody who just said, yeah, I killed this. It was a pretty easy solo on a level 99 red mage scholar, and pretty well geared. But how did you do it? Is the question. I want to explore that. But for most of the things in the game, right? Not only just say, okay, you need this item. How do you get it? Okay, you're not always going to have the resources. So I'm going to try to explain how you would get that item. An actual, I guess it wouldn't be a guide. It would probably be more like a walkthrough, but I want to do that for every job one day. You know what guys we need in the leveling community? Yeah. How to play your job. That's number one. That's what I'm trying to do. How to play your job. Because a lot of people struggle with that the most. It's not about getting the best stuff. There's plenty of guides for that. They tell you what to get. They don't tell you how to get it and what to do with it once you got it. So that's something that I want to add. That's something that a lot of people don't explain. Like Shia LaBeouf, he did nothing. He did it. Nothing is impossible. Yeah. We need progression guide videos. We need guides on farm spots all the way to Apex. There's zero guides on master levels. We need exactly, and I'm gonna show people exactly how to do that. I'm gonna attempt to do that. That's like what I want to do, because I don't see that. There are some people out there who do show you how to get certain things, but it's not. You only have the visual. They just literally just record themselves doing it, and you extrapolate from that, which is fine. But you know, what I want to do is more like the guide for dummies, but without like the yellow guides, like that, without calling people actual dummies, but the dummy version of the guide, okay? The dummy cards. You got to read the dummy cards. There's no in-game videos. Exactly. Exactly. I'm going to do it because there's a lot of complaints, right, about people, in RMT. So it's like, okay, if you just show them how to do it, maybe they won't have to go that route. So I think I can attempt to do that, because a lot of those guys who do that are doing it solo. Like you're getting like you go and get Odyssey armor. There's one guy in there, and he's usually on pup or beast. We have those jobs, so Odyssey shouldn't be a problem for us or for anybody who decides to level those jobs. But you know, one pup, one beast is killing one mob. Not even killing it, but just taking it down to yeah, killing the Vengeance Zero version. They killed that one, but like you can go higher. You can get like Vengeance 20 25, only to take it down 10%. You'll still get RP for your armor, and you can just do that to your heart's content until your armor is maxed. You can use that RP to upgrade all your pieces, and now you're even stronger, and you can easily go in. But how? Okay. You know Gooey Gerard, the Gooey Gerard version, right? You go in there with Rays. You run in, you attack the mob, you run to you don't you take your guy off to the side. You don't leave him. You take him off to the side. You don't make sure you don't die in front of the dragon. But basically, you go. You use corrosive ooze and what was the other one? The other ooze one. And then you watch the the health tick down to 15%. You let Bumba kill you, and then when he returns to his spot, you raise and you instantly get like 2800 RP doing that, and you can upgrade all of your Odyssey gear that way. At least the not all, but you know the purple armor that you see, you'll see it everywhere because everybody's wearing it. But that armor is really good, and it's very good weapon skill gear. And Vengeance Zero, you just kill you have Gooey Gerard just kill the thing by normally playing. You know, there's nothing special to it. If you do it in a group, you Savage Blade spam Bumbo. It's very simple fight. At Vengeance Zero. King Arthur? No. The 119 Gooey Gerard. I forget what it was called. But the slug, basically. I don't remember his name. I was just looking at that the other day too, because 99 asked about that one, or no, he brought it up, and I was like, yeah, that's right, yeah, it's I forget, and it's the same thing with Pup. You just overdrive. Oh, that is Arthur. My bad. I'm sorry. Yes, typo Arthur. King Arthur. Yes. And if you're on Pup, you just go in and overdrive it with your blue weapon, your red and blue weapon, because that's your defensive. That's your defensive weapon. Or you can do a Ken. You probably could do a King Konkin, but everyone I've seen uses the red and blue weapon, and you could just buy that right off the AH. All you need to do is just be master level, which you should be able to easily get on Pup because you can just literally just skill chain with your Pup all the way to Job Master on Apex Bats or whatever. I just picked up Ninja and I was doing hybrid weapon skills in one of those caves on Bats. And literally all I had to do was just do that for like a bunch of hours and I can get it to master on my own. So any job that can do a lot of attack, that's what you have to look forward to. And super easy too. Literally just spamming your skill chains until everything is dead, until you're job mastered. Only problem with that is white mage and maybe summoner. Summoner might be able to do it. If you fight with the avatar, you could probably skill chain off of it. But when I got my summoner up to where it should be finally, all I did was one conflag strike. It was like 40k right, instantly. So I don't know. You know, there was when I first started summoner, it was like doing only like 5 6k, but meteor, whatever the heck it is, flaming crush. That's what it's called. Yeah, flaming crush. But with Apex, or certain mobs of hybrid weapon skills are the way to go, and Ninja's really good at that. So it's you just use Toe, Blade Toe, Blade Chi, and then Blade Toe again, and then from there you use Raiten to Magic Burst, and basically you do that twice, and the mob's dead. The mob's dead, and you can do that with a relic. You could solo a relic. You get a relic in one day. Now just imagine if you have the Aeonic, or well, yeah, the Aeonic would be the next best thing. Yeah, actually, the Aeonic's better. The Anarch is the best case scenario. I don't know about the Prime yet, but you can get the Aeonic, but you can do it with the relic. I think it was Metsu, Metsu, and then with if you're using the relic, you can you can use Blade Metsu, and which is darkness, and then Hyoton, which is water, again and again. Unfinished ambush spear, yeah. impulse drive. What was it? No, sonic thrust, impulse drive, and I think sonic thrust again. Or maybe you could use because you can merit star diver, so you could probably do sonic thrust, impulse drive, diver, and that's like double darkness right there. And you can just keep doing it as long as you have as long as you have jump up, you can keep doing it. Sonic thrust, jump, impulse drive, super jump, and then I think you either use sonic thrust again or you use star diver, and then whatever jump is after spirit jump, I think spirit jump, and then uh from there you do a regular skill chain, and then once your jumps are back up, you just do the whole thing again. And that was on day one of Dragoon. After that, I did that on day one of Dragoon on an avatar fight on normal. And avatar fights are incredibly scaled against you. Like those aren't like very good things to test on because they are much stronger than they should be at that level. But I think they're perfect. They're perfect in learning how to play those jobs. So that's what I default to because they do much more damage than anything would normally do at that level. So if you can't beat them, then you have to kind of adjust something on your end. But I go in there and I go in there and I fight Garuda or Rama or something like that. Something that could easily one shot you at that level and test any new job out in those fights. Tachi MP Star Diver, wherever the trust uses impulse drive repeat. Yeah. Yeah, Dragoon is mad strong, man. I was like, man, I should have leveled that ages ago, man. It was actually really fun. I was like, wow, I did not know it was like this. I had no clue. Anybody blowing in out of the code, I want to make a guide to show people what they can do at each stage of the game. I think I have enough knowledge to be able to do that, but I want to make sure I cross all my T's and dot my I's first. So I'm going to need to like do actually all the damage calculation and all that. Whatever gear, whatever, show them how to get the gear. I think that is something that is severely lacking, and it might help people play better, which is helpful for everybody because then you can just team up with people who know how to play and just get everything you want. You have to do that. That's the goal anyway. I don't know how to play every job yet, but that's what I want to do. So I'm gonna do it one day. One of these days I'm gonna do it. When I get all the jobs and figure it out, I will do it. Team with people who know how to play. I'm saying like if you after the time passes, and people say like in a perfect world, these guides are out there, right? And people were like, yeah, this guy's actually good, hopefully, or at least useful, and then people are looking at those guides, and then those people team up and can get stuff. An elite group of high end players. Nah, you don't got to go that far. You do not have to go that far. That's where everybody is messing up at. That's what I want to try to avoid doing that. No, it's not. Like I said, there's already guides out there where you can get the best stuff, or sorry, that show you the best things to get. They just don't tell you how to get there, and that's where I want to come in at. A group of just us? No, it's to bring up the entire community as one. Don't try to make this sound like I'm being elitist, okay? That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to bring up the everyman. All right, the everyman here. All right, that's what it's all about. You want to raise the community as a whole, not just the just us crew. It's always that man. Always. It might, but at least there would be no excuse for anybody to not just coming out of the cold. If people were just blowing in from I don't know wherever, and what about every woman? Huh? 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 At least, hey, I know that right there. There are some girls in the game that know the game way better than me. Okay, all right. I got no beefs with anybody. I'm just saying that So that way you're not gimping yourself if you try to if you leech a job up and then you know you don't know where to go from there. I can show you. You know, you don't want to take that shortcut. I can show you how to get to. It's going to take a little more time, but you can get it because I do it. I do it all the time. It's really easy to do on certain jobs. It's just but I'm going to figure it out on every job. It just takes a while. It just takes a minute. I don't know, most Ambu I couldn't solve. It seems like that way. Typo. I'm telling you, like there's a threshold when you cross it. When you cross this threshold, suddenly Ambu isn't so bad anymore. It's like when you're trying to catch up from back in the day, everything seems a little weird. But if you do it it's like a certain way you do it, it starts getting easier and easier. I felt that way too when I first came back from not playing since before 14 came out. But then what I did was I went from Sparks gear to if you follow and you can follow the ROEs too. I went from Sparks gear to skirmish to ambuscade, and then from there you can start getting Unity gear here and there, and then suddenly things start getting easier and easier. It you don't notice it on jobs like Summoner because you really need to go further with that job, but with Blue you can do it. With Blue you can do it. Probably Warrior, Dragoon, I would say, yeah. It's like certain jobs are easier than others, obviously, but like if you want to like start off with Bard, then you might as well just look for a group because one, they'll need you, and two, you need a group. Kind of need a group with Bard, but you can go melee with Bard. There's a melee bards out there. I've done it. Like I've duoed Sovereign Behemoth on Bard, and because I fought with the people who don't normally do these fights, and they all died except for me and the white mage, and I killed it on Bard. Shouldn't have killed it on Bard, but I did it. It can be done. I was on Bard. Depending on job, you can skip skirmish. Yes, you're right, but skirmish is actually really useful for certain jobs. What class did you use to upgrade the gear? Oh yeah, 80% ambu solo on most jobs. Um, well, I know you're asking 99, but I personally use blue. Blue's good. Ninja, a pet job. I don't know about well, Dragoon has enough damage to where you can do it, but some are really easy on pup. I wouldn't say do it on summoner though, because summoner is a little harder. I tried it on summoner. It depends on the job. Some jobs summoner can really get, but I felt mad weak on summoner for a long time. It might have just been me. Summoner is a job I got to figure out for this little project that I'm talking about here. But yeah, once you get it to the end, then it's really good. Then once you get it to like past a certain point, and I know the point, but you kind of have to do Esha for that. Actually, you know what? You don't have to do Esha. You can do domain invasion and get really good stabs that way. I did all Dragoon, Geo, and Red Mage and Ambu. Yeah, Red Mage. Well, Red Mage. I wouldn't recommend starting as Red Mage, but it's stupid broken at higher levels. Mad broke. It's a little hard to get. That's another job that's kind of harder to get off of the ground because you're not going to feel um very powerful. When if you start with that one first, but it's really good. Like you can solo pretty much. I've seen there's red mages that can solo the high tier mission battlefield Shinryu fight for the for the good stuff, the rare good stuff. They can do that solo. And I've seen it too. You can even with the relic, like they had the relic sword, they were using Excalibur to do it. All you gotta do is keep your health up, and you get all that damage from Knights of the Round. I think that's the weapon skill. Oh, speaking of Shan Toto, that's another good leveling trust that's out this month. Shan Toto 2 for 300 login points. That's another good one that you want to get. What I normally do is I have a certain trust group. I have most of the trusts on one of my characters. But what I do is if I'm on blue and I'm basically maxed out, then I'll just go all support, which is like Quiltada, Cornelia, if she's available, because that's one of the ones that you don't keep. Koromoru, Joaquin, uh, Sylvie is a good Unity one. Like I don't really care about Opera Root anymore, but I started using Sylvie now. Lillicet for Hey Samba, and there's another one that I'm forgetting. Oh wait, I'm the sixth guy. Never mind. And buff myself to the gills on blue, and then just have them like magical haste me, and then I just go to town. That's what I do. But if you want your trust to actually do damage like skill chains, you can do Z2 uh Same, which is like the Mithra Ranger, Valane or Archangel, Eevee for a tank, a healer, um Shantoto 2, and just with those alone, you can go well depending on where you got. All you need is one of them. Usually it'll be Z. He'll do ground strike. Z will also stun anything that he's able to stun. He'll stun it. So that's really good. And then he'll do ground strike, which will usually be distortion for me. And then either Shantoto or the Ranger will close that out, and then Shantoto will just magic burst it twice, and that's so much damage. Did I finish getting that armor last time we played? I not sure which arm. Oh no, no, you did not finish getting the armor. No, I know which armor you're talking about. Well, normally if you're trying to like get something, if you're doing a Unity, you're going to be all the other monsters around you are going to disappear, so they're not going to interfere with the fight in any way. Or you're in an instance, or um whatever, if you're doing Apex stuff, hopefully you're pulling the monsters away from every other monster. And if you don't, if you're on blue, you can sleep them. If you're on Scholar or Black Mage, you can also sleep them. If you're using Dark Knight, you can sleep them. It's not that big of a deal. Like if once you cross a certain point, like if you're like trying to get up to that point, then it might be a little bigger of a deal, but you can still sleep them. People use Z, I use Z, yes. Only for skill chains though. Z alone is his damage is kind of weak, but if you wanna if you wanna open a skill chain, he's good for that. Sometimes I use a Roja too. If you want light, use a Roja, and if you see it, basically if you have Savage Blade and you see a fusion go off, immediately Savage Blade, you'll get a light. But fusion is very rare. It's very rare for people to do that one too. It's like um the least available skill chain. You don't see a lot of fusions out there, but if you do, and if you got Savage Blade, because Savage Blade is really strong, you see a fusion go off, just Savage Blade. You're getting the light. It's a guaranteed light, and it's going to be really strong. And if you're fighting somebody who's weak against light, when you want to use light skill chains on, that'll really hurt them. That'll really hurt them. You're probably going to get aggro, but it'll be worth it because you can just do it again. I need a solo guide on in-game weapon farming solo. People tell you to get them, but not how. Yeah, that's what I want to try to do. I want to try to do that. I can show you how to get I can do a mythic, no problem. I know how to do every assault solo because that's normally how I do it. Um the coins, Iron Here You Are, I do all of that solo. But you're going to need Dancer and you're going to need Corsair in order to do the assaults. That's the only stipulation. You have to have those level, and you don't have to gear them. You just need to have them level, and and core has to be able to defend itself. So basically, you just need a sword of some kind. That's all you'll need, and you should be able to pick up a sword. That's fine. But like for Labros supplies, you need run speed for that. For I think it's called building bridges. You need run speed for that. Typically, I use Corsair for those, but you can use Dancer as well. I use Corsair because Corsair can also use the Carmine pants, which also give 18% movement speed on top of the bolter's roll. So that's why I default to Corsair. But you can also do that with Dancer. Dancer has the Stacey Adams, I forget what they're called because I call them Stacey Adams for so long. I'm sorry, but that plus Chocobo Jig, same thing, same thing. You just gotta run, and it's all pattern. It's all after that. It's just following a pattern for building bridges anyway. For Libros supplies, it's RNG. You need the computer to give you two stew pots. You'll guaranteed win if you have movement speed. If you got three, well, you got a chance. You got a good chance of winning with two. Like something crazy has to happen for you to lose. But if you have three, it's a guaranteed win, and that's all you really have to do for that one. And then after that, it's what was it? Azure Elements. This is what you need Dancer for. Azure Elements and a Bullwhip belt, so you can have the effects applied to you. Basically, you got to get three different debuffs and then talk to a Soul Flare. And you need to be naked. You need to have daggers so you can generate TP. You're going to be hit a lot, so you want Dancer for that, so you can heal yourself with the dances. Yeah, so solo is it's an art. It's an art form. That's why I like doing it so much. I kind of got addicted to soloing to the point where I kind of prefer doing that, even though it's a group game. I kind of prefer doing solo. It's not how you're supposed to play it, but it's possible. Okay, it's possible, and that might be another reason why people don't really play in groups too well. Also, because they're used to soloing, but um, yeah. It's easy. It's so easy. All that stuff you can get that stuff back easy. Although at this point, I don't know. Like if I lost my account today, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could do it again. I could do it again. I don't know if I'd want to at that point. I got a lot of stuff now and a lot of characters. Why do you keep starting over? Why not? It's fun. It's fun for me anyway. I like starting over. I can do it, and it's an easier start every time. If I give myself items from my other characters, that makes it even easier. The only thing I don't like doing over again is the story, but you need to do the story. You have to do the story. Everything else is easy. And it's only certain parts of the story. Like Wings of the Goddess, I don't like doing Wings of the Goddess one bit, but I got to do it. Dissolve edges. These are very thin. Fixing the house is easy doesn't mean I want to do it. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. You know. I mean, why is it so bad for this game? We make multiple characters in various games all the time. Why is this one the exception? Actually, I know why. I understand if you have supplies, it's easy, but when you have to grind for 8 months to get back to the character you won't play, seems nuts. Nah, I play all my characters. I that's the first thing I do is I log in and I do all the daily stuff for all my characters. I'm making an Elvon female beast. Yeah, beast's pretty good. It's pretty good. I want to try to do the edge loops for the knees before I go. We are already at the end, but I kind of started late, so I'm gonna try to get this going here real quick. I'm gonna go around the knee, and then I'll just adjust it next time. I'll probably adjust this off stream. I have every race and every gender. Those are all my characters. every race, every gender. And two of them are like in game ready. All right, the others aren't. They're not there yet, but they're close. I can get stuff from them. I can get free gil, lots of gil, and I'm already doing that with just the mall garden and the sparks alone, and so I don't really need money. And then pretty much anything I decide to farm, I have more chances of getting it. Just got to get them to where they can do it, and that won't be too bad. All the silver vouchers, all the SP keys. Every time there's an SP key event, I have like hundreds of SP keys, and I'm going to get something. Something is going to come out of that box that I'm going to actually need. That's the best part of it, is like abusing the crap out of those events. It's like quit a job and starting a new one. Well, yeah, you're still thinking of it in the old school terms. It's not a hard thing in like too much anymore. It's just tedious. That's all. It's really just tediousness, which I guess technically could be a job, right? Fudge. Yeah, it's like playing Anarchy or Ultima. You have to grind those characters up to an extent. You know, it's literally the same thing, except you don't have to think as much when you're putting on gear and whatnot, because uh, min maxing in Anarchy is much more in depth in that game than it is in this game, which I really like. I wish more games would do it like Anarchy did, but it's kind of a unique thing. I just wish they would bring back, make an Anarchy 2 or something, and just instead of all these Conan and Doom games, they like making it. Even though I like Doom and Conan, I want to see them return to Anarchy one day. They probably won't though. Yeah, you can do that in 11. You can do you can do that in 11. That ain't hard to do. You can do that in 11. You just have to take the time to do the unlock quest. That's really the only difference, is that you can't go straight up to the top. You have to unlock the ability to get higher. That's really the only thing that kind of hampers the upward movement, I guess, is having to do the limit break quests. You can do it. I've seen people do it in one day on fresh characters. I don't do that because I don't grind the game like that. I'll play for a little bit and then stop. But um, I've seen it done in one go, 99, and like one. They log in, they get the 99, and then and then all the way to 99 in one go. I don't have the method for that because I never tried it that way. I don't try to rush to the top. I do a lot of stuff at one time, so it's not really a big rush to me. I do the rank, I do the rank quests, and then I do rhapsodies at the same time with Xylart. Like I do all the story at once. That way, when stuff starts getting completed, then I can like start focusing hard on certain stories. Even though I don't really like doing the story, but I do them all at once. I think that'll work. I don't know. I don't know why I said it like that. I mean, I don't know. I guess it'll work. I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe it will work. It's a little weird though. Maybe I can move the whole thing over some. Yeah, make it look a little bit like it's oh. We don't want to do that now, do we? All right, so I guess I gotta just move them slightly. Handful of unlocks and a few Rhapsody missions. Yeah, the Rhapsody key items make it go way fast. That's why I like doing Rhapsodies alongside everything. Okay. I didn't get the whole leg. My concern is getting in-game gear you need to be able to solo. Yeah, it's not well, it's not as fast as Anarchy, but you can get it. You can definitely get it, and without even having to try. Especially if you do the what is it called? The records of eminence, they give you free stuff just by doing some of the objectives. They can give you full sets of armor from that. You can actually get your if you get just the deeds of heroism, you can get +1 reforged through that without even having to actually work through any of that. And that's pretty much from the start to the point where you just need job cards from Omen, and that alone will, depending on the job, because not every, well, I mean it's 119, so, but that could, depending on the job, be much easier. I think maybe not for Summoner. Summoner's body is good, for damage. Um, but I think that would be good for blue, maybe. Warrior definitely, maybe. I think at 119, Samurai, Monk. Uh, who has a good AF1? I don't know about Dark. I actually don't remember what they did. I haven't actually gotten all the Dark stuff yet. I got it, but I don't think I actually wore it. I'm trying to think. Well, whichever ones boost damage, those are the ones that would be more useful than others. Uh, Thief's boots though, that gives you that's movement speed. That would help you move faster. That's always a good thing, get from point A to point B faster. I did a lot of when I was doing the other nation missions, I was doing it with movement speed on. It was so quick. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't mind it too much. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't really like it. Doesn't it's not, I don't really consider it something that's a big deal. I just don't like actually doing the story because it's it's something that you still have to sit through even when you skip when you skip the dialogue because you already know what's gonna happen. You skip the dialogue, so you're just sitting there. It's like, all right, and all the silly stuff like playing red light, green light with Kate Sith. It's like, oh come on, I just want to complete Wings of the Goddess, or something when you have to farm things. No, not without a group. You need a group for that. You need a group for that. To get it in that amount of time, you can get it really quickly when you have a group. Some people said they have gotten it solo in a day. Um, I am not one of those people. I've gotten one piece on my own in a day, and that was a very big like ego boost. Like I was like, yes, it was like after so many tries of getting it or doing the fight and not getting anything, and then suddenly something drops, and it's like, yes, finally, now I'm making progress. But I don't know. I haven't experienced it, but some people have said, yeah, I got it in a day. So I don't know. It's all RNG. When RNG is involved, uh, anything's possible. But I think I will tell you this about Malignant's armor. You can solo Vagary on your own because they make it so that you don't need a group, and just moving towards your Imperium +3 almost gives you the same bonuses as the Malignance armor does. It has the damage taken, the minus damage taken on it, and really that's the biggest thing that you need. Depending on the job, I don't remember if there's any +3 that gives you physical damage limit, but is that's something that you can work towards after the fact. But you can definitely you don't have to go for straight for malignance, but you can go for your +3 Empyrean, and that will that's pretty much like a side grade. You know, it's all side grades at the end of the game. This whole game is like basically side grades. So if you don't want to farm malignants, like that's not something I would go for because just because of the difficulty. But I would definitely go for the Imperium +3 um, off the bat. Like you can go straight to that easily. You can just at level 30 you can unlock Abbasia, and by the time you get to 99, you'll have enough stones to be able to farm the seals and the armor pieces, and then you can go and try to do the solo vagary monsters. They're leveled down, so you can at least get the unlock for Imperium +3, and then from there, Gil can take you in to reforge it, and then sortie, which you can also do solo, which you kind of have to figure out how to do that. You know, you can't just. It's like a sortie is like a whole thing. There's like objectives, and it's kind of like weird omen. Like you have to do like these weird things while you're killing the monsters, but eventually you'll have the currency and the drops from vagaries in order to +2 and +3 your Empyrean. You can go that route instead of doing malignants. That won't be in a day again. So, but you can do it. You know, you can work towards it. No, no, no. I just level something else. That's what I do. I take breaks, yeah, but I don't quit. I probably that's. I mean, I still play it somewhat consistently. You know, every now and then I'll hop on and work towards something. If I grinded, I would have everything by now. Like if I just didn't do anything else and play that game, I would literally have everything that I want by now. But I'm not doing that. Like I said, I'd rather if I got to do that, I'd rather put that time into this art stuff. Oh, oh. All right, so I'm going to call it here. I have to go. I appreciate everybody who stopped by today. Really enjoy doing these streams. Uh, I'm going to try to do a game stream. Hopefully, when the time comes, I'll do that. But yeah, we're going. I'm going to work on. I'll be back with art next week. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I'm going to try to do Shadow Hearts later. Okay, later on tonight. So if you want to see that, tune on in. And if I don't see you later, then I will see you next week. I hope you have a great rest of your